Alright, so how many of you guys have that one annoying friend that always kills the party? Or always feels like, maybe this person's a little bit too negative for my taste right now. If you're meeting up with your friend, you're really happy to see, I don't know, like a band, but this guy comes out of his house into your car like, oh, droopy, like something really bad happened to him that day. Okay, so none of you guys. Well, I've had people that like kill my vibe, and it's really annoying because I'm the type of person that vibes off of other people and the energy that the other person brings. That's why the quote, "A pessimist is a man who looks both ways before crossing a one-way street," I think may or may not be true. I think what this quote means is that it's a negative word. The word pessimist is a very negative word, and I feel like it already off the bat manifests a bad time. So there's a lot of people in this world that think the world is half, or the cup is half empty or half full. You've heard that before. And when someone brings that up, I think it manifests a lot of a person's personality, because it shows to other people what kind of variables can change their mood in their life. Being the optimist that I am, I think there's nothing wrong with being a pessimist, because it proves that the person is very cautious of their life. A man that looks both ways before crossing the street, I think, can also signify that not only does he not have trust and faith in that nobody will kill him from the other side of the street. I think it's just a natural reaction to worry that something may kill you from the other side of the street. In conclusion, I think that there's nothing wrong with being a pessimist. It might be because you're just super careful, but being the optimist that I think that I am, it's okay to be a pessimist, because it shows that you're happy.
I'll keep time. Everyone, I think I had the easy. I feel like I don't need it. That guy. Yes. Yes. See, I have 3 good ones. I was sitting there making speeches for all of them. It's mine. I get $5. Then again, I don't think it's also that awesome thing was a Sean Aldo quote. Oh, no.
All right, Heather, you've got a rhetorical question type of survey thing at the beginning that everybody responds to immediately, and then you keep the question going, and then when nobody responds to it the second time, it's as if you missed the first round of response. That was a little bit awkward. Your thesis statement, I guess you kind of agree with the quote. I think you need to have a more kind of philosophical approach to the subject, which you seem to suggest in your introduction and some of the things that you talked about, but it sounds sometimes like you're going very literally with the topic, and I thought that that means that you're going to be limited in what you can talk about. There's no real plan of where you're going, so it's just going to be those few ideas that you managed to come up with, and you can see how you have a couple of good ideas, but you exhaust them, and then you don't have anywhere to go with those points. And I think if you had a plan, that would be a solution to that particular problem. Presentation, your voice projects well. There's pretty good variety in your voice. The one place with your voice that's a little bit problematic is in the pacing. You get stuck in a few spots and you stretch out words occasionally a little bit awkwardly, kind of, I don't want to say killing time, but playing for time maybe is the way to talk about it. Gestures are a little bit problematic. They're very limited. You start playing with the topic during the speech, and that's a problem. You start folding up the piece of paper. That's where your anxiety is coming out. Your anxiety comes out primarily in your hands and in your posture. You stand sideways half of the time that you're speaking, and it looks a little bit awkward, like I'm making myself a smaller target if I stand this direction, and it's a little bit harder for people to see me. But which is strange, because I think you have pretty good eye contact with the audience. Sometimes you have a slight aversion in the way you're looking at people, but you look up most of the time. Your facial expressions are usually pretty animated. So, like I said, it just seems like those would be the two places that the anxiety is coming out. All right, thank you.